Can you talk about the story? I just found it kind of idiotic. Uh, the officer, how often how often did you deal with actual police officers that were put in to these prisons?
Hmm.
Did they have to be separated? And can you talk about the one story about the dummy who wouldn't keep his
Mouth
cover
shut.
name? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Both in the Nebraska system and Colorado system, we had police officers and correctional officers get sentenced to the Department of Corrections. The case that was always interesting to us when we first talked was a police officer. He was out of the Lincoln Police Department, um, Nebraska, obviously, had shot and killed his wife. Was sentenced to a certain amount of time to the state penitentiary. Well, we knew that he couldn't really live at the penitentiary in Lincoln, so we had gone and changed his name and his profile, all of his histories, including crime and everything, and gave it to him and moved him to another state to the north of Nebraska. And as we walked in, there was an inmate clerk typing. He was the intake officer and had the old typewriters at the time. And said we unchained him, and clerk said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Well, my name is Joe Blow, but actually it's John Smith." And I'll never forget. Three of us, we looked at this guy, and he said, "Well, I'm really here for murder. I'm a police officer and I killed my wife, but they told me to tell you that." We went, "Holy shit," and turned and walked away. From what I understand, the guy made it. I mean, obviously, I came to Colorado, and by the time he got out, but he made it through his time up there. Um, we've had the same thing in Colorado, and we've had to remain here in the state, and we have inmate uh, corrections compact agreement. We had compact agreements with many states, so we could swap inmates, and so some of them would go to shit wherever. I mean, we had them all over the place.